Welcome to another UTG update. So all around for me, techs, looking at BTC alt and the FOMC meeting occurring as we speak. How will the market react and how can we position ourselves accordingly to continue making money in this market? Whether it goes up or whether it goes down, it doesn't matter. As long as we're making money, it can go any way it likes. Let's have a look at the market. Stick around as I dive right in. Welcome. Ahoy, Tex with you. Hit that subscribe button, turn on those notification icons because we have been on fire inside this Discord over the last few weeks. As I said, you've got to make hay when the sun shines. Over the last couple of weeks when we were ping-ponging in this range and our custom gravy train indicator giving us every single short and Unicon giving us every single long opportunity. We're sitting pretty much where we expected to be sitting within this range at the moment, but it's the reaction that we have over the next day or so that will determine where we head in the short term with BTCF and alts. We've obviously got the FOMC meeting occurring as we speak. July 26 and 27 is important. We typically see some selling pressure once that occurs, mixed with some pretty immediate buying pressure post the meeting, and then from there we'll make up our mind as to where we head. But I think a lot of people are kind of trying to stay sidelined at the moment, not trading too aggressively because we're undoubtedly going to see a little bit of volatility in the next day or so, even though we've seen a little bit already. But it's definitely something to be mindful of as we continue being inside this meeting time. So let's have a look at where things stand. So on the weekend, last week I shared with you in my video what I anticipated for BTC and ETH. It occurred. It's exactly what happened. What I said on the weekend, just with the quick update, is that what I don't want to see is a bearish retest of this diagonal and aggressive selling leading in tomorrow. But if that occurs, we'll see what happens around 21K. So this was our chart of where things sat with BTC on the weekend as we were sitting at 22,461. As I mentioned, that 21K zone was going to be the one to check if we came up and tested this diagonal and had some bearish selling pressure, which we did. We basically came up. I'm just going to turn all this noise off. We came up, we basically retested this diagonal to kind of the dollar, our 23 fib to the dollar, and we saw some aggressive selling into the weekly open and Asia selling pressure as well. And I outlined for you on these levels where we were looking for with these volume nodes, and basically we had a drop right down to that 20,700 level. I was looking for 21, so I missed it within $300. Our steamroller indicator has given us an oversold zone, so it's told us that we're looking for an entry as it stands here. But as we put on our moving average, Unicon has given us the head down signal, and we have this heavy volume moving average cluster rather that sits above us around that 21.7 level, which is this previous high zone here within the top of the range. Even though we had wicks outside of the range, I'm calling this part of my range. And as it stands right now, we're starting to see a little bit of selling pressure occur. So we've got a couple of options. We come up to this level, we maybe consolidate, reject partially, and then make our way back up towards the top of this fib range, towards the 23 fib. Or alternatively, we come back down and we head back down towards the lower 20Ks. This is kind of what I'm expecting. But again, with the FOMC meeting occurring, we just don't know at this stage. So I hate to be that guy, but it's either going to go up or it's either going to go down. We just need to be patient at this time. I'm not trading this current volatility. I'd rather just preserve the capital and the gains that I've made over the last few weeks when it was a lot easier trading. We were just looking for up only and we were killing it inside the Discord, sharing all that for free, by the way, in the Discord link is in the show notes below. So really, we're just waiting to kind of see what happens at this particular level. Gravy Train has indicated that we can still trend within this gravy cloud, and the bottom of this range would sit around that 20,200 level. We've got our 21 EMA resistance, which we can see has acted as a pretty significant level of resistance, a pretty significant level of support, regardless of where we sit above it or below it. And then as we go to the daily time frame, as it stands right now, there's not too much really giving us an idea of where we head. We are back within this range at the moment. And I said again inside Discord, this golden pocket, this golden ratio zone between the 50 and 61 fib was going to be the key level to hold if we were going to continue to see some upwards momentum from this level. But again, the last couple of days, some pretty decent selling pressure. We've got inclining price and declining volume, which typically leads to bearish moves. We cannot continue a sustained uptrend without volume. As it stands right now, we are still within bearish RSI territory until we cross the 50 RSI and at least our moving average. This is a free indicator, by the way, in the show notes below, the Tradingview account, a bunch of free indicators that we give away, because why not? I definitely want to see what happens around that 50 fib. So short term, we're looking at short term moves at the moment. Steamroller gave us the exact top for this move, which topped out at a 14.66% move. 10x leverage, that's 146%. Easy money to make, and it gave us every single top signal within this particular range. So we can see when we trend above this EMA, again, we get nice upwards momentum. As we trend below it, it's pretty self-explanatory. So as it stands right now, as we put on our VPVR within this range, I said to the guys this morning, our point of control sat at this exact level, and that would be the key level to hold. We can see below us, we've got these volume nodes which diminish, obviously, because we're in this range around that 19,256 level. So just because we're going up in an overall bear market does not mean that the bear market is over. You've got to be prepared to trade volatility on either sides. If you're trading at leverage and going short, or you're trading leverage going long, or spot buying for longs, you're winning either way. So don't think that just because we are in an overall bearish market or because we are going down, you cannot make money. That is not the case whatsoever. And I did make a comment about that inside the Discord today. I said it's interesting because as soon as things go flat or things go negative inside crypto territory, our Discord slows right down, and people are nowhere to be seen. It shouldn't matter. You can trade at leverage, trade at very low leverage amounts, 1x, 5x, it doesn't matter, and still make money in this market. So, don't be fooled into thinking it's up only, and that's the only way you can make money. So that's how it stands at the moment. So that was our chart. We got the bearish retest, and here we are around that 61.8, those lower levels highlighted below at the moment. That is BTC for now. As we go over to Ethereum, last week, 51 views. It is what it is. And as I say, I don't care if it's one view or two views. If one person watches this and makes some money or learns something, I've done my job. So I'm going to keep showing up for you regardless. So as I said last week on the 21st, so that was 6 days ago, I said this was our range. These are the levels that I'm looking at. I pointed to that exact level there. There's my cursor. And this is what occurred. So we got that bounce directly down into that level right where I had my cursor. Not too bad whatsoever. I told you around this 23 fib is where we consolidate. At 23 fib level is a consolidation level. We're looking for that golden pocket zone. These are the levels we're looking for. Here's our point of control, and we got that directly to the dollar. Could we be any more accurate on that? No, we could not. There was the level to the dollar. Not bad. So as it stands right now, again, ETH seeing a nice little buy up from this zone here. We're still in negative RSI territory, even though we found the bottom of this parallel channel, bounced really nicely directly off that point of control level. But again, as it stands, we saw that there was a volume gap. So this move to the upside was, I guess not unexpected, I would say, but certainly as we approach this EMA and this 23 fib, we really need to start seeing some buying pressure into this to continue pushing this back up into the range and up towards new highs. If any coin's going to do it, it would be Ethereum, but as it stands right now, we've got the double oversold, so we've got two Unicorn oversold signals, overbought signals ready to hit to the short side. We bounced off this 200 MA, which, it typically acts as a very good level of resistance and acts as a very good level of support. But again, this EMA cluster here, we're now starting to see some selling pressure. Ethereum does like to do this sort of thing, move in these 5-wave patterns, which is pretty common, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see it pretty regularly from Ethereum. So for now, again, I'm just biding my time, seeing what happens with FOMC and just sort of what occurs in the interim. Even though the daily it's not looking too bad. We've closed higher than what we did yesterday, which is nice. Again, if we do close above this 23 fib and hold that confidently, I probably would be looking for longs back up towards that 1600 level if we do tend to consolidate within that range where we were for 4 or 5 days or whatever it was. So, but for me, I I just feel like a test of this range high is probably on the cards, and a retest of this overall diagonal that I shared with you guys eons ago. I think that would kind of make a little bit more sense to me as it stands at the moment. Our steamroller is still heading to the downside. Gravy train, again, gave us the top. We're still within this particular range for gravy train at the moment, and our super trend sort of aligns pretty well with that level. So for me, that's kind of what I'm looking at. I'm going to go old school here and bang on Ichimoku, because admittedly I've not looked at this a ton since the weekend. And see what sort of gets said here. So, yeah, we've got a nice Kumo twist here, a nice bullish Kumo twist. But again, I feel like a test of this cloud bottom would make a little bit of sense. And if we do head back up again, again we've got to break out of this cloud. We've got to see our Kijun, our lag line go along with that. And a confident break out of this cloud where we can sort of see our levels above. So at the moment, I'm playing it for what it is. I'm not getting too wrapped up in the finer details. I'm happy to be patient. We've been patient for a very long time. As we go through, Sol was another one that I shared with you guys where we ping pong within this zone. Excuse the messy chart. Again, I've not looked at it for a few days. Overall, we hit this trend line, which is very, very nice. Hit that trend line. So right on that golden, I'm just going to clear all this. Right on this golden pocket zone, let's just draw in a fresh trend line there. For what it is. Swing low to swing high. Sitting right in that golden pocket zone. What does Gravy Train tell us? Yeah, Gravy Train give us wow. I did not notice how accurate Gravy Train was on Sol. That is really, really impressive, if I do say myself, even as the person who created it. But again, wow, look at this. Look how accurate Gravy Train has been on this coin. My goodness. Wow. What a money printer. Holy shit. Wow, that's very, very impressive. Very, very impressive. So again, as it stands, even though we've been given the signal, I want to see the RSI trend into to positive territory. Again, we had this EMA cluster sitting just above us. So if we were considering this to be, let's say, a local bottom for now, things align pretty well there. Let's see if we get an alignment with Unicorn. Yeah, pretty much so. So the 23 and 38 are going to provide some pretty solid resistance on that as it stands at the moment. Going to Matic, we didn't quite get to that lower demand. This one is toast for now. So again, let's see what happens. I get this 38 fib Gravy Train. Yeah, a lot of resistance above us just here now as well. So let's see what happens if we can make a high, or if we just simply head back down and retest this low zone here, which probably would make a little bit of sense at the moment, considering the way that things are. If we just put on... This has been a fun little tool to play with fixed range. So again, our point of control sits right there on that demand zone. We can see above here there is just such limited volume here that we would hope to see a sort of a shoot up. But again, that could be sort of your ping pong range for the time being. I don't really like to sort of use those sorts of trend lines, but yeah, let's just see what happens. But for me, again, I'm staying out of things. BTC, ETH are the focus right now. If I were to jump into any olds, definitely would be the likes of Sol, BNB, ADA has been really cool to play at the moment. A little bit of LTC, AVAX, but not getting too ahead of myself. Let's see what FOMC brings. Let's see what when the volatility simmers. We're heading towards the end of the week now. Tomorrow is Thursday. You know what that means. If you know, then you know. And then the weekend volume, I don't like to trade anyway. It's too choppy for me. So yeah, that's it from me, Tex. Let's just see what happens and what comes of it, and then plan accordingly. We plan for all eventualities here at UTG, and that's the fun of it. We make money regardless of what way the market goes. So love to hear your thoughts below. Come into the Discord. It's free. Everything we do is free. We post loads of stuff inside the Discord every single day. From myself, from our guys here, there's always something going on that you can be a part of and ask questions on. It's a lot of fun in there. We have an incredible community of people that I consider my friends, not just people on a screen. So that's it from me. Text, have a wonderful night. Look after yourself. Take care. Trade safe. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care.